Hello, my name is Xiao Liang. My student ID is SWI3166, and I'm going to talk about the arguments presented by both parties. The argument of the plaintiff reason is to recover the economic loss in the recovery behaviors. He holds that the damage to the pipeline is the tort to its economic profit, and the total liability should be attributed to Dredge, Williamson, and Decker. The direct reason of the loss is the negligence of the Dredge and Decker, and the following remedial action it took are necessary to avoid the extension of the loss which cannot be avoided. The argument on the defendant's side are to prove their negligence. The Decker hold that there was no evidence that on the night of the accident, the dredge had been relying on the equipment offered by Decker, so the error of the chart was not the reason for the loss of the planet. In fact, whether the navigation system was used that night could not be proved by any direct evidence, and according to the chart, which is wrong, the deviation could not be so far as the crossing the area of the pipeline. That is the key of the conflict. But the judge holds that the behavior of the pipeline using the chart causation of the wrong navigation and the degree of which the chart had been drawn was not a determinate factor in the consideration this issue. But the plaintiff hold an influence of the use of the navigation. They hold that evidence showed there were two lines in error marked on the trackbot charter when it was handed over by Decker's agent to the surveyor who was employed by the chartered of the dredge, and that they were marked on the chart by an employee of Decker, Mr. Austin. That means the chart was deficient as it was already known by the dredge, implied the intention of the dredge to use it, and the dredge wanted a precious version of chart just before it began to dredge near the pipelines. However, the Decker pointed that the degree of the error in the chart was not as far as the actual deviation in the dredge. That means the inference of the use of the chart is not reliable. Another argument is the recovery behavior of the plaintiff. The plaintiff holds that it was incurred behavior by the tort from the defendant, but the defendant holds that it was the natural duty of care of the plaintiff. The judgment of the court was as followed. In the action by Contax against the Decker, the defendant has won the judgment because the loss was suffered by Contax, and the economic loss was not recoverable, as the learned trial judge held. In the action by Australian Oil Refining against the Decker, the plaintiff was given for the judgment for $125,000 and with no more appeal. So Contax appealed, as the plaintiff succeeded in its appeal. Thank you.
Hi everyone, so my name is Colin Hu and my student ID is AWW3126, and our group topic is Caltex Oil versus Dredge, and our group number is 20. So I'm going to do the introduction and summary. So Caltex Oil is the supplier of the oil for Australian oil refining industry. By agreement between Caltex Oil and Australian oil refining industry, Caltex shall supply the crude oil to the Australian oil refining, either by a vessel at Australian oil refining or by way of the pipeline to the Caltex terminal. The Australian Oil Refining will provide the refining products back to Caltex through the pipeline. And in the process of carry, the risk of loss resides on the Australian Oil Refining. And on the night of 25th in October 1971, the dredge of the Williamstown was working in the area of sea where the pipes were located, and the navigation of the dredge did not work that night, leading to the damage to the pipes. But the navigation used the system offered by Decca Service Australia, and the Decca had provided evidence for the working records of the navigation, showing errors as well. Regardless of the damage, Caltex Oil had taken actions for remedy as soon as the pipes were damaged by it incurred its economic loss, and the focus is whether this loss of Caltex can be compensated and by who. Alright, now come to the conclusion of this case. Economic loss is an important part of tort law. There are some elements in identification of tort liability, the most important of which is negligence. But the nature of negligence is proximity and variable in some cases, and the judgment on these cases, especially some classic ones, can provide a good opportunity to learn the application of tort laws. The Caltex oil industry with dredge case is an important case. It is a case which regards two factors including negligence, foreseeability of harm as well as duty of care, and action in remedy as the complexity of the case. The judgment of this case based on the judgment on the elements and is not direct one but the indirect one, leaving the judgment controversial actually, and the loss is actually incurred by the plaintiff who made the necessary remedy for the damage. The argument from both parties will be present to reflect the facts of the case.
Hello, my name is Simin Liu. My student ID is HTC 333. I will do the part is fact of the case and the issue. So, the damage of the populace incurred economic loss of the Caltex. In the damage, the owner of the George William State and the Decca, who provides navigation service of the George, and both seem to bear the liability. So Australia Oil Refining and Caltex separately both an action against the William State and Decca. The judgment are as followed. In the action by Australia Oil Refining against Decca, the plaintiff was given of the judgment for $125,000 and with no more appeal. So Caltex appeal, and finally it has to transform it into a cross appeal of 3 actions, which are contest with the George William State, contest with Decca, Australia Oil Refining with the George William State. And the issue is defendants. Decca sought support to be exempted from the tort liability. It held that the negligence of its staff was not the reason for the damage to the populace, because it was the deviation in the track that led to Decca's negligence. So it was the person who made the wrong drawing of the populace that was responsible. The argument was based on the fact that there was no evidence to prove the causation between the negligence in the wrongdoing. In drawing the chart can give rise to damage to the populace by the judge, and is the consequence. The deviation is not the reason for the damage to be guilty. Another issue is whether the Caltex was entitled to take compensating action for the damage caused by the other rather than itself under the circumstance, and it should not undertake the risk of loss. But the Australia Oil Refining, as a result, the defendants held the damage was not incurred by the third party, that is the defendants, but is a natural loss in the
economic transaction. Because the recovery behavior of the quotas is not inevitable, this damages within the contact between quotas and Australia oil refining. Quotas has the responsibility to take an alternative way to deliver the oil to Australia oil refining, so the amount of damage should not include loss of the product of the refinery. Thank you.